everybody, this is Iceman and welcome back to VR Land. In today's video we are playing IRONWOLF VR. This is a really fun little game, much like the Star Trek Bridge Crew game. This is a game with the operation of a submarine, which fully is operational in a battle situation. It is a multiplayer game for when you find people online, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it gets much online attention. I feel if they maybe made some player versus player action in this game, it would get a lot more attention in the online department. But unfortunately it does not, and I know people out there play it. So if you're one of those people, please come forward, come play the game online. I am perfectly fine with that. I do love the photos that they added to this. This looks really nice. Okay, so we'll do a single player game. We're gonna do something really simple. Come on. Okay, so we'll do something really simple here. We'll do the leisurely destruction, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn off the alarms, the reload, and the waypoint. Turn off the alarms. Okay, and we'll put it on easy. Leisurely destruction. This is a basic, easy mission. Not that hard to do. I have not really gone back and tried to get like the gold or anything. This is really a good mission to just kind of mess around with if you want. What is Killing Squad? Take out the lone destroyer, destroy the fort, and then kill all enemy vessels in the heavily guarded convoy. The mission is very hard. Okay, so we'll do the leisurely destruction because that's nice and easy. And I will show you all the gauges and everything. Let's turn. I'll show you all the gauges and everything. So we'll start right back here. Right now we're in the main control center where you actually get to drive your boat, or your submarine, sorry. And most of this works, actually. There's not too much in terms of aesthetics in here. I mean, it designed really, really well. It looks pretty good in terms of a submarine, and it operates perfectly. Alright, so over here we can have a damage gauge. It'll show us our current damage level. Right now we have no damage, so that's pretty good. This is door controls. This switch here will open the door and send us through automatically. This here will actually allow us to... So you can see that'll actually get us through. Now we have a couple of gauges here. We have the oxygen gauge. Right now we have 100% oxygen because we're surfaced. This will refill automatically when you come up to the surface. Battery, again, will refill automatically when you get up to the surface. The diesel, however, does not. So you got to pay attention to this when you're running a long mission. Next up, we have our knots. This is our speed gauge. Underwater, you can do up to 6 knots. Above water, you can probably get her up to about 20. This right here is the engine order telegraph. It'll actually work. I don't see anyone out there right now. Okay, so here we have our direction wheel based on where we are. I'll spin down a little bit. You can actually see. Turn the wheel to the direction that we want to go. We have up here our sonar / our map. You can see on the map the broadcast range to which we are detectable right now. It's way out at, looks like 3,000 meters. We are on a heading of 000. Over here we have a rudder angle. You can actually see where your rudder and angle is at. So if I turn it, it does work. Leave it here about 0. Here we have our direction. The first one is the actual sub's direction. The second one is the hydrophone's direction. The third one is the periscope's orientation. I don't know why it's facing the opposite way, but whatever. Next gauge here, we have depth under keel. This will tell us how far we can actually go down. Right now, it looks like at about 160. 55, 60, 60, 165 meters down is the depth under keel. Up here, you can also see the depth directly astern. The water goes up, seabed goes up, sorry, and directly ahead of us, it drops down quite well. And like I said, there's nothing on here that doesn't work. So it mostly does work. Even this little gauge up here does work when you have the waypoint on. The lights also change. Normal here, normal lighting means you're on the surface. The red lighting will go on when you're below the water. When you're hit, you do see pipes breaking and everything. Here we actually get to show our current depth meter. Right now we're on the surface, so it's 0. Now this sucker right here, this is awesome. All of these do work. Every one of these gauges actually work. The main ones you really have to pay attention to are like this one, this one, this one. This is only your reserve, so if you're running out of oxygen, this will show you the reserve. We have our buoyancy you have to pay attention to, the ballast, water level, and the hydroplane are the 3 main ones you have to pay attention to. The hydroplane is controlled by this giant wheel here. And that will actually control the orientation of your submarine. Our buoyancy level is very useful to have, so we'll, right now we're not very buoyant. These gauges here do work. The one on the left will give us the air, the one on the right will give us the water. These gauges down here tell us what the current airflow is, and this one shows the current water flow. I'll show you around the rest of the ship before we do a quick dive. Back in, this direction is primarily whoever the captain of your ship is going to be. This is where the captain's going to be. Again, we have another little damage gauge here. We have our hydrophone, which is incredibly useful. The hydrophone will tell us in which direction the enemy is located, so we'll see if we can find them. And all you gotta do is turn this giant wheel, by the way. See if we can find them. And the signal up here will tell you how loud it is. Oh, here's something. Looks like 095. That's where that's coming from. All these things back here, I have no idea what they do. They do actually operate. Here, let's just go over here and I'll show you. They do actually operate. You can see it does work. I don't know what they do though. I don't think they do anything, but I think there's a planned feature for them. At least I certainly hope so. Over here we have our fire control. You can offset your torpedoes with these gauges down here. This will actually offset them, as you can see with A. Come on. There we go. We'll set it back to around 0. That's about 0. You can actually offset them. The fire control itself, all you gotta do is click the switch. And since I'm not loaded, and there are 3 lights here, which do work, by the way. And then the last one is the time to target. Each of these represent about 5 seconds till target. So it goes like, what, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, maybe 45 seconds tops. Let's back up a little bit. There we go. We also see our solution quality, determine basically how accurate the shot's going to be. And we can actually reset the counter reading. There, and I know they're coming from 095. lastly, we have what every good submarine needs, a periscope. And I like how it actually does look. Let's turn her around. Alright. See if we can actually see. I don't see him out there. Should be coming up soon. There he is. I hope you can see that, because that is the base, the fort that we have to wipe out. And we can actually lock onto the target. See, everything's lighting up. And we don't have any torpedoes loaded, so yeah, it's not gonna work out. Okay, so I'm just gonna recenter this roughly for 0. And also in this one right here, we'll be able to see basically the target itself, if our torpedoes have locked on and everything. And this switch obviously is to lock on the target. So before we go ahead and load up our torpedoes, what we're going to do is we're going to go above deck. Yeah, that's fine. Now essentially this is really the main room for everything in the ship. And this is pretty full scale. Almost every useful area here. It represents the entireness of the submarine. Doesn't extend past the walls. I mean, there is a space behind there, but you can't really get to it. It's kind of purely aesthetic back there. Maybe they'll plan to do something up there. I don't know. Be nice if they did. We also have some alarms here. We have for planes to do a crash dive, and then I guess this one represents being fired upon. So they actually do have lights on them, and they make sounds. That means we're getting fired upon. This is for a dive, or a surface, I guess. And this one is for planes. And since there are no planes out there, it doesn't like to be turned on. Okay. And if you can see up here, this light up here does work. Green is good. Red is it means it's locked up. You can't go up there. And like I said, we also have the kind of a sonar bit there. It shows us the seabed. And if you look on our map, we can actually see at 095 is one target. So we'll go up above deck. I'll show you a little bit above here. Alright, so actually there is the fort that we have to take out. I love the fresh sea air. This is great. And we can move, by the way, so it's pretty room scale. This gun does actually work. Am I pressing in on the thumbstick on the right hand? Fire her. Look at that. Really isn't the greatest range. See, it's not the greatest range. It's very close. And we can actually rotate this around. And we can actually also adjust the height. So let's just adjust it up all the way. Let's bring it down just a little bit, eh? Yeah, likewise, that was pretty good. Oh yeah. So let's just bring her back down all the way. And you can also see the full length of our submarine there. Really, I think about to the edge of the bars, really, the extent of, yeah, that's pretty much the extent of it all. I think overall they did a really good job with this submarine. Alright, so let's go up front here. Here we are. See our periscope. We should be directly over the firing controls, so it's kind of weird. I mean, this is the front of the ship. That's where the captain is. That's where the driving is. So it's a little backwards in terms of it. And then this, I guess, is our radar. Yeah, I think that's our radar. I don't think I can actually do anything with that. No, it doesn't look like I can. That might actually be our hydrophone. I don't know. It doesn't actually look like it turns. I wish it did. So I should be pointed directly at him. I mean, I could try to adjust it and see what happens. Okay, so pretty much all you can do up here. Really, it's just to fight off any airplanes. So that was to the front. And if that was the front, then this, I'm pretty sure, has to be. Let's set it to 0. Because I'm pretty sure this is the front of the ship. It doesn't make any kind of sense. So this is really backwards, but okay. And you see it didn't really turn anything, so. And also you can see here, pretty detailed, actually, very detailed. Let's go up front, turn around and go up front as fast as we can. Well, let's take a look. Best we can. Wow. Okay. It's pretty good indeed. Really, I should be standing in front of the ship, but I'm behind the ship, which is weird, no? So that means that way doesn't make any kind of sense. And I think he kind of did it backwards. Whatever. It's opposite of each other, so it doesn't make any kind of sense, if you ask me. So right now we should be facing the rear of the ship. And we're not, we're facing the front. Which means the periscope should really be facing that way. Doesn't. Odd, eh? Okay, so let's go load up some torpedoes before we get underway. I think we'll just go load up those torpedoes down here. Here we have torpedoes, and our way back up. Now, everything in here does work. So right now, the tube is not pressurized, so all we gotta do is lift the locking switch. And you can actually see some coloring on here. So it's unlocked right now. Open them up. Let's just open them all up so we can load up a little faster. Now the way this works is it's A, B, C, and D. And we have to actually drag our torpedoes. They're pretty detailed, actually. I like that. That's really nice. 1. Just get them all loaded in first before I go ahead and close the doors. 2. Oops, what am I doing? 3. Force a habit. You can see here, like, little dents and everything. I think the guy really paid attention to this. It's really nice. 4. Okay, so let's... Slight sound error, but okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's lock them up. Alright, now they're locked up with the torpedoes inside. You can actually see the torpedo inside. Unfortunately, we cannot unload them until they've been fired. And they're still not ready to fire. What we gotta do is we gotta pressurize the tube, which is simply flick the switch for 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you can actually see everything did work. We'll take down 2. No, we'll take down 1 so you can actually see it. Oh. There we go. So, basically, if you're going to open this up right now, you have all this water in here, so it's going to come pouring out. So we're not going to unlock it yet because the tube is still pressurized. First, we need to turn off the water. Drain it. Now we are good. And now we can open it up. And be careful while you do that because I have flooded this room before. And there you go. All 4 torpedoes are good. You can actually fire the torpedo from here. If you have a 4th person kind of on the ship, gives him something else to do. Him or her. Okay. So now we're fully loaded. First thing we're going to do is we're going to turn to 095. We need the point roughly. We'll do sort of dead slow. Whoa. Okay. Let's just get back. There we go. We should be pointed roughly at it. Yeah, we're roughly at it. You know, we'll also do a dive. So like I said, the one on the left is air, one on the right is water. So we gotta dive down just below the waves, still on periscope depth, which is this blue one here. I find about 10 meters down is the best. But you need 15 meters before you can... Let's start a dive, shall we? Not diving. Why am I not diving? Not heavy. Alright, let's just add some water here. There we go. That should put us down. Let's just get us down a little bit further. Not really heavy. Let's add a little bit more water. Almost at about 10 meters. There we go, about 10 meters. Oh. And we'll level it off just a little bit. Oh, a bit more. There we go. And we're gonna raise it up just a little bit. about to there, I think. It's a good... I'll come up just a little bit further. About there. And it does vibrate on my controller a little bit when I'm at 0, so... Yeah, we'll just go down a little bit further. There we go. Yeah, it's about fine. So you can see red lights, and we're at a dead slow. Moving at about 1 knot. Yeah, moving about 1 knot. Not even 1 knot. Not even going very fast. We're going really slow. Our detection level is incredibly low. So let's get back to our captain's position here. We'll turn around. What we're going to do is we're going to raise our periscope. Oh, we're just off center a little bit. Lock on the target. I'll bring this up just a little bit. See what our firing solution says. 100%. And we'll fire 2. 1 and 2. As you can see, there's my torpedo there. Looks like they're just about to lock on target. Yeah, they're locked on. And... there we go. Direct hits. Sweet. Now we just gotta find... let's bring this down. Now we just gotta find our ship. Oh, there he is. 025. And there he is. I've got him identified on the map at 025. We're going ahead full. We're picking up a little bit of speed, not much. We'll only get it up to about 6 knots. Should be starting to use stuff. You can see we're using up oxygen. We're about 80% oxygen, still 100% battery. We're doing pretty good. And he's off in the distance. We're closing on him at 6 knots. He's making a run for it. Look at him. Bugger. Okay. See if we can find him. There he is. And I'm close enough to get a lock. Wow, that is a long way out. What is that? 35 seconds out. So we're locked. Let's see if I can get another lock on him. Yeah, he's about 35 seconds out, so we'll fire 3 and 4. And as you can see, 20 seconds to target. 15. Should be able to see my... zoom in on him. There he is. Oh yeah, look at him, huh? There we go. And that should be the end of the mission. Once he sinks. There we go. And the total time on that was 28 minutes. Because it took forever to show you. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna do mission number 2, which again is destroy the fort, which is being guarded by fighter plane patrols, then destroy all nearby merchant vessels. I figure the best course of action, as soon as we jump in, we're gonna dive and go after those ships as well as the fort. This should be pretty simple. Start the mission. Alright, so let's quickly dive. Let's go ahead slow. Dive. Alright, so we're diving. There we are, we're quickly underwater. We're pretty buoyant. Alright. And the auto reload is on, you can hear it working. Alright, let's see if we can identify where our target is located. Sounds like he's coming from 315. Alright, so let's turn this to boat to 315. Head full. Sounds like he's really far out. See him on the map. We're headed 315. I don't see him on the map. Let's see if we can see him on the periscope. This direction I pointed it in the real world. Okay, I want to point it this way. Should be directly in front of us. I don't see him yet. Bring this down. And if we surface, we can move a lot faster. I don't see him yet. Yeah, we could try to surface. Probably get there a lot faster. And if I see any planes, I'll just shoot them out of the sky. How's that? Should be surfacing any second now. There he is, directly in front of us, as he should be. Oh, I hear a plane. There he is. Bring this up a little bit. Just gonna make a forward dive directly at him. should be fully loaded. Good. There he is, directly in front of us. Lock on. There he went to. 20 seconds to impact. 15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hit. That port's going down. Oh, there's something else out there. Oh, shit. Something else in front of us. Dude, I don't see him. Not moving very fast. Whatever the hell that is. Alright, so let's get this down. Something else in front of us. And we're moving just above 6 knots. Should be something else directly in front of us. It's not moving very fast. See if we can narrow that a little bit. Adjust the course, 325. Check out our periscope, see what we can see. See anything out there? There he is. He's way off in the distance. We're not getting up to him anytime soon. And he's on the move. I left the periscope up. Oh well. He's moving. See if I can cut him off a little bit. 340. As quickly as possible. How's our oxygen? About 80%. We're doing good. I think I see him up there, but it says 330. So we're gonna adjust to 335, and we should be able to see him. There he is. We're still too far away to get a walk. More than one of them out there. Locking on. What to do? And he was really far out. About 20 seconds to impact. 15, 10, should be able to see the field in the water. And hit. Both of them are hits. Should take them down. I think there's something else out there too, isn't there? There's the next one. I gotta walk. I think the next one. I think it's pretty far out too. I've got the torpedo assist on, so it'll reload by itself just slowly. The torpedo should impact very soon. Hit. That killed her. Goodbye. Alright. And since the mission didn't end, means there's still something else out there. Directly at 0. Let's help load our torpedoes, shall we? Not quite loaded. Walk. I don't know how many of them are out there. He's really far out. I got a pretty decent walk. Really far out. 20 seconds. 15. 10. 5. And direct hits. He stops walking. And that's it. That was, looked like 3 boats. So that looks like that. Unfortunately, I did not make record time, but that's okay. I could probably do it a lot faster if I was above water, but you know what? That's okay. And since I really love this game, I'm going to continue playing. But for right now, I think I'm going to stop. Main menu, here we go. So that was the game. Hope you all enjoyed it. Until next time, this is Iceman saying, safe voyages, sailor.